how to add a layer style in After Effects to your cartoon animation to make it look like there is a rim light or a light playing over the character animation or an inner shadow. Let's look.
Okay, so the method to add a sort of rim or directional light, one of the ways you could do it, if you have a layer in After Effects that it's either a image sequence or in this case a movie with an alpha channel, so that there's a transparent area, that we control click the layer and open up layer styles. We actually want to use inner shadow and then change some of the options. So on the guy alpha channel here, we've got inner shadow. Once we expand that, the blending mode is on multiply, but we don't see anything up here yet. So let's increase the opacity, or how about the distance? All right, so now you can start to see what the inner shadow effect does. The angle, I think this is something that we don't have with inner glow. So you can see it kind of uses the shape of the character to cast something inside of it. Doesn't look good yet. Oh, this character's unique hair pieces might make this less useful because they're making little cutout areas. But let's change this. We're actually trying to make this look more like a light. So instead of black, let's use white. And instead of multiply, let's use green. And so you can see what just started to happen. There is now a lighter sort of edge to this character based on its alpha channel. If you increase the opacity, you can see that you get a more apparent light source. So it almost looks like it's directional light coming in, like the sun is up in the sky and behind this person. Of course, you can change whether there's noise on it, make it more dissolvey. You could make the size bigger. Wait, that's not size. Or it is the size. That actually is probably the what people start to do is they soften it up, because when it's got that hard edge, especially for characters like this, you can see that detail is not so good. Seeing those individual hairs actually on the forehead. Size, I would have assumed this was some kind of softness or blend or whatever. But anyway, adjusting the size apparently makes it softer. And then you get this kind of look, which is kind of like a cell shaded look, a little bit, 2D cartoons that have some kind of additional shading to them. But the bonus here is this is just a quick thing you can do in After Effects. So you're not actually hand animating the entire, an additional element on every single frame. So as you see it, you can just play it right away and you can get a directional light. Now, what might be nice for your shot is it's like a night scene, and this could be a lot more subtle. You could have like a moon glow or a color. So if you're thinking, or even like if you're doing a character that's in like a neon lit bar or something, you can imagine the effects you can get when you actually multiply a color or screen a color, a hue onto the character instead of just white or black. That actually looks even better right now, even though it's not like naturalistic. So that's screening blue onto this character. You could do overlay. And look, actually, that's kind of cool. If you use overlay and inner shadow, it leaves the black outline completely unchanged because of the overlay blending mode. But it gives the painted part, the fill, an effect. So actually, that could be like an interesting way to get a cell shaded or kind of artistically, different effect on here. Actually, so look, if I make the what did I do? The distance pretty large, and then I also made the size pretty large. Now suddenly it's not affecting the black line, but I've got this blue hue that's created a gradient over both the orange shirt, the eyes, the mouth, and the skin. And I think that looks cool. So just imagine adding light or color and different blending modes to your characters. Honestly, the look that I first started out with, you're going to see that in a lot of student films because it's cool, but I'm actually just really liking this where it doesn't affect the black outline, because in some ways, if you're screening directional light over the black outline, it's almost like using two different styles that are at odds with each other a little bit, because a thick black outline is a graphics, cartoon statement. It's not like a dimensional 3D rendered object, which you would expect to have light reflect off of it in natural ways. So anyway, that I would say inner shadow as a blending mode, or a layer style. Sorry, I don't want to confuse things. When you click on a layer, add a layer style. So control click or right click a layer, and that's where you can get the layer styles. And then add inner shadow. And the idea is that your inner shadow can function as a shadow, or it can function as a light, or it could function as this interesting hue that you directionally cast across your cartoon.